We're going to see a real-life application of Buildpass, or the Building Permit Application Services System used in Baguio City. But first, I need the design. Let's look into SketchUp layout for 2 minutes as I speed build using these shortcuts. Once I make my design in SketchUp modeling, I will use the same model to produce all the blueprints that I need, such as architectural, structural, electrical, and plumbing. By using the same 3D model, I am working in a workflow that is like building information modeling, such as like Revit, ArchiCAD, or Vectorworks. However, I have more control because it feels like I am actually drawing, and I can customize the drawings according to the style that I like, how they are laid out, the dimensions, and text styles. By using layout, I only have SketchUp and layout documents. I could easily import and export SketchUp models, PDF, and JPEGs so that we could easily prepare for Buildpass. Once I get the checklist from Buildpass, I see that everything in my architectural should be labeled according to plan. That means everything that is in my 3D model should be reflected into my blueprints as well. Why? Because this will be asked later on in Buildpass, such as what are the floor, what are the fixtures, what are the areas. Anyways, let's speed it up a bit before we continue on to Buildpass. Now let's go back to Buildpass. Now, while it's not exactly the same website for other municipalities and cities, we have kind of the same requirements. First of all, we can check our building permit application here, and other types of permits such as occupancy, demolition, and whatnot. When you click on building permit application, it gives you instructions. And usually whenever you apply for a permit, you need the lot details first. Occupancy, residential, applicant, architect in charge, choose, applicant is the owner, yes, construction, new, within a subdivision, no, under mortgage, no, owned by corporation, no, have co-owners, maybe, like spouse, and then press next. Now you wouldn't be able to proceed if you do not have the lot title, because that's where you will get the ARP number in the tax declaration. However, if you choose to proceed, first form will look like this. Name of the owner or applicant, address of the owner or applicant, engineer or architect in charge, address of the professional in charge, project type, proposed, and you can even edit it, okay? So you can put proposed, 3-story, residential, building with loft, project location, project area, and lot, and floor area right over the land. And as early as now, you should have your project cost, position of the owner, and this ones will only be printed if it is compliant or if it is approved, because everything needs to be checked first by the City Planning and Development Office and City Buildings and Architecture Office before you start to have your sign and seal, known as the Unified Application Form for Building Permit, until their email address, contact number, and even PIN number, and also their non-delinquency certificate. Choose the group residential. Is it a single detached, duplex, or R1, R2 with firewall? Professional should also have PRC number, PTR number for that year, validity, date issued, TIN number, and place. For the next, step 3, you need to put all the new fixture and the type of fixture, such as water closet or the toilet, floor drain lavatory or the sink, kitchen sink, separate from faucets. Will the water source be from the city or from a deep well? Once that is done, you need to put the installation cost of plumbing. So in your estimates, you need to put there the cost of plumbing materials and labor, total estimated cost. Now, among this total cost, how much goes to the building or the architectural structural, and how much is electrical, and within that electrical, how much goes to equipment. Go to step 4. What to point out here is to go to the electrical analysis and look at your kilovolt amperes or kilowatts. So if it says like 11,600, that is 11.6 kilovolt amperes. Quarterly situational report, information of the professionals. And lastly, among the forms that will be filled up, notice of construction. If you are a 𝗍𝗵𝗶𝗽𝗽𝗶𝗽 contractor, use your 𝗍𝗵 license. But if you are an architect, you are using your PRC to give the services. After this, there will be not much forms. The next forms will be step 11. In step 11, you will need to put the certified true copy of the title in PDF form. So if your PDF or your title is not yet in PDF form, you can go to the website, convert JPEG to PDF, and then upload it here. Survey plan, tax declaration. Now the real property tax receipt or certificate of non-delinquency is a document of the owner. However, if you have a special power of attorney to represent the owner, then you could go to the municipal hall or city hall to get it, usually in the window of treasurer's office, and it will cost something, also with a documentary stamp. Clear latest picture of the site, preferably showing the road and the lot. The next step after this are your plans. Now, if you need a checklist, just click on Information, and it will give you the checklist. Also, how the title blocks should be. Next step, the analysis. So if you have your load schedule and computations, you can compile them all in one PDF and upload them here. Specifications as well should be in PDF form. Bill of materials, soil test or soil analysis, structural design and analysis. So these are from our allied professionals. Afterwards, we need to get their PTR and PRC. This is the reason why I tell people, do not just call people contractor, because once you call somebody a contractor, you're assuming that they have a 𝗍𝗵 license, and a 𝗍𝗵 license operates under SEC as a business. We are professionals, so we operate under the PRC. That's why we need our PTR and PRC. Civil engineer, architect, master plumber, electrical engineer. And last but not the least, owner requirements. Letter to the barangay as intent to construct. Wastewater generation computation and septic tank design. This is actually our plumbing analysis. Certificate of Construction Safety Health Program. You need a safety officer, SO2 certified, and that safety officer needs to be paired also with one first aider. And if your story is 3 floors and above, you might also need a scaffolder, NC2. Safety officer and first aider is 1 person per project. They cannot handle 2 projects at a time, unlike the scaffolder. So they will prepare the CSHP from 𝗔𝗩𝗔𝗬𝗢𝗡, but your name should be there as well as the supervising architect. Then you click on continue or submit, but now please submit during the weekdays. 39, 37. After all of these have been compliant, and then it will be sent to the Bureau of Fire, the fire department for checking, such as emergency escapes, also to DENR for the environmental compliance, such as tree cutting permit if necessary. Now, if you want to apply for another application, they have separate applications. But now we are applying as the whole building, not a separate excavation. So that is Buildpass. That's why working as an architect, always be prepared because these things could be asked from the client before you even work on the design, such as the owner details, lot title, zoning, and things like that. Technical things will be our expertise.